I'm Robin Walensky from New York, land of the free, home of the Blaze.
Thanks, Robin. We have Becket Adams on the phone. Becket is our finance guy at the Blaze. Becket?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me, have you read the story on the European Central Bank and the new liquidity that they're...
Well, I have actually been going over this. Forbes is carrying the story as well as Business Insider and pretty much everyone else.
Okay.
The funny thing about it is you don't really need to read these to get it because you can see this coming a mile away with Christine Lagarde and everything else they've been saying for the last 2 weeks.
Which she's a socialist, if I'm not mistaken.
But she's a piece of work, yes.
Yeah, she is a piece of work. Does this mean, basically, in a nutshell, layman's understanding, does this mean the globe now, all the central banks, are just monetizing everybody's debt?
That's essentially it. They like to use the sweetheart term liquidity injection, which is just a really, really polite way of saying bailout. I wish when I was a kid I knew this term so I could ask my parents for a liquidity injection.
Yeah.
A raise.
When Ben Bernanke said the Fed would never monetize our debt, they've been doing that now with QE1, QE2, and now this one, right?
Exactly, and it's one of those. It's one of those platitudes he stood on, and for a while everyone was talking about QE3 and the fears behind that, and they were guaranteeing us, there won't be a QE3. I think what we're seeing right now is they're just finding ways around that. That's essentially what this is. The difference is this is, like you were saying, global as opposed to just national.
How does this? How will this affect the average person?
Well, the problem with this is, like any liquidity injection, as they put it, it's really a taxpayer-funded gift. So the problem that we had with this is that either we ignore the financial crisis in Europe, and if there is a crash in Europe, it would send shockwaves through the U.S. market, which would hurt the U.S. American citizen, or we do what we just did now, which is funded by the U.S. taxpayer, and that hurts the American citizen. So really, the way that I see it, we collectively in Europe has put itself in this position of horrifically nonsensical fiscal decisions.
Becket, I've got to run, but thank you. Read all about it at theblaze.com.
Mercury.